really quick, if you hear my dog barking or the bird tapping inevitably, which I'm sure it will eventually show up, as it always does when I'm filming, just ignore it. I waited like 30 minutes for the dog to stop barking to film. And as soon as I hit record, guess what happened? She's down there barking her head off. So I'm tired of waiting. I'm just gonna film. Hey there, creepy peeps. Welcome to my channel if you're new here, and welcome back if you're returning. As it is December, finally. I can't believe we made it to the last month of this year. I gotta recap November, so that's what we're gonna do really quick. So I'm gonna go through everything I watched and talk about some movies that I watched that I didn't make a video for, that were patron requests. Speaking of my patrons, I'm getting so good at these segues. I want to say thank you to my creepy patron peeps for supporting my channel. Thank you guys so much. If you want to find out the perks to being a creepy patron peep, follow that link in the description. It will be a good time to check out the Patreon probably in the new year, like January 2021, because we're adding some stuff to the Patreon that I think is super fun. So be on the lookout for that. Okay, so we are now at my Letterboxd. Look at that. My Letterboxd link is always in the description. So if you follow me, I will follow you back, as evidenced by my little like following number here. I like to see what you guys think about movies specifically, not just Letterboxd in general. So I will follow you back if you follow me. I realized you can't see my mouse. That would have been a split second for you, but it took an embarrassing long time on my end to figure out how to show my cursor on here so you can actually see where I'm pointing. Look at this. I'm getting better at this technology shit. All right. So right off the bat here, that first week in November feels like it was like 3 months ago now. I didn't upload anything that month, and maybe that's why it feels so long ago, because it was right after 31 Days of Horrorween. Did not want to upload anything. So first thing I watched was The Cell, which was a request from one of my patrons, Ben. Sorry, I never write anything on Letterboxd anymore. So this is an older movie from 2000. I mean, this summary kind of sums it up. There's a lot going on, but it is a psychotherapist, Jennifer Lopez, who is able to journey into patients' like brains, into their minds, into their psyches, and that's how she helps them. We have the serial killer here who is comatose, and there's a victim who is still alive somewhere, so they send her into his mind to try and figure out where his latest victim is. See, I gave it 2.5. I thought it was okay. I feel like there was a lot going on, and I don't know why, but it gave me Silence of the Lambs vibes a little bit, but it almost just like taking it in a different direction slightly. Parts of it, I thought it was really visually interesting, like going into people's brains and their minds and seeing how that manifests with the different characters. But I feel like it just went on for a long time, so it was like it kind of dragged a little bit for me, and it looks like it's kind of all over the board. Looks like a bunch of you guys watched this, so yeah, I was way behind. But all right, next thing I watched is Scare Campaign, which was requested of me by my patron Scuba Steve. So this is an Australian horror movie about a prank TV show. The premise is there's a prank TV show called Scare Campaign, and the whole point is like they invite a victim onto the show and they scare them, and it's like a laugh, right? It's like punked, but scaring people instead of just making them really annoyed and angry. But of course, as technology and the way people watch TV and stream things online evolves, the pranks have to get bigger and more real and scarier. So that's essentially the plot. I think the twist you could kind of see coming a mile away, which is fine. There were some extra twists thrown in there that I wasn't really expecting, so that was good. I was kind of hoping it would go in a slightly different direction than it did, which is why I rated it a little bit lower. I think it would have been more, I don't want to say anything in case you want to watch it, and it's new-ish. It's not the newest horror movie ever, but it's newer. But I liked it. I thought it was quite good, and it has its funny moments, and yeah, you should definitely check it out. More patron requests. That's the majority of this diary entry for November here. Is the next one I watched is Intruder, which was recommended by Macabrella, my patron, Macabrella. And it's a 80s slasher about a night crew working at a grocery store when a serial killer is terrorizing them, obviously. We love a good themed slasher. I like the grocery store setting. Definitely very cheesy. At this point, at this like late in the game of me watching it, like 40 years on, I think it's really funny. So it was a little bit of enjoyable of a watch. There were some moments, I feel like I don't know if this was like made for TV originally. I don't actually know what the rating is. You're looking for something a little funny, a little silly, not too gory, I would say. Intruder. It's free on TV. All right, next patron request was from Kevin, which was The Beast Within, which honestly, I went into this movie blind. I looked at the title, I looked at the cover, and I was like, oh, this is a werewolf movie, right? Ah! I'm not gonna give away what it is, because I feel like, even though this is a much older movie, and I usually don't shy away from spoilers on that one, I feel like if you haven't seen this, you should watch it just to see what this young man in the movie gets transformed into. It's something. It kind of dragged in the middle for me. I wasn't too much into the plot, like all the like little dramas the characters had with other people. The transformation, which is towards the end, but I think it makes the movie a little bit more worth it. It's very gross. So if you like stuff like The Fly, if you like that sort of like gooey kind of gross transformation, definitely check this one out. Okay, I know I watched Hamilton again, but my aunts were visiting my mom because she just got out of the hospital, so they came down to see her for a little bit. All we did was hang out at home. We didn't go out anywhere, obviously. And my Aunt Linda particularly likes Hamilton. My poor Aunt Judy, I don't think she really was into musicals. But we watched Hamilton because I love it, my mom loves it, and at least one of my aunts loved it. We also watched the new Emma, which I hadn't seen. I bought it on DVD, and I love Jane Austen. I really liked this version. If you haven't seen it, I would highly recommend it. Obviously, I love Anya Taylor-Joy. She's the main reason I wanted to watch this. But I feel like Emma is Jane Austen's like silliest novel, like the most rom-com. Just the book by itself too is quite silly and quite goofy and a little bit funny, and I think that this movie leans into it the most. Like out of all the adaptations of Emma I've seen, I think this one is my favorite because I feel like it captures the vibe of the novel. Also watched Les Bomb. This is not a horror movie, but I was talking in our Patreon only chat about Happiest Season, which was coming out, and I think it was Ben who mentioned this movie because it was like the plot is pretty much exactly the same, but it takes place at Thanksgiving instead of Christmas. And as it was nearing Thanksgiving, I was like, oh, let me watch this. So it is written by, I think, yep, directed by and stars Jenna Lorenzo, who is the brunette right here. It was okay. Obviously I hadn't seen Happiest Season at this point, which I quite liked. I think it was good. There were just some little bits in it that were super, like, I thought problematic, mainly with the girlfriend in question. Like the girlfriend kind of like does some things and threatens some things that they just seem problematic, like threatening to make out with your girlfriend's like boyfriend because she is having a hard time coming out to her family or something. I feel like is a little bit, but not bad though if you want to watch something like Thanksgiving-y, even though it's past Thanksgiving. Then I watched Lords of Chaos and Metalhead, which were, oh, and also Until the Light Takes Us, sorry. I also read Lords of Chaos. Oh my god, we did so much for this stream. For Does This Offend You? Which is on my channel, actually. I'll go ahead and link the Does This Offend You playlist if you want to check it out. It should be on there. I think I added it. Yeah, that was a... there was some stuff going on with OBS and Mac, so it crashed when Emma tried to go live on her channel like it was supposed to be, so we had to quickly run over to mine to do the live stream. But it was still a really good discussion, I think. So if you go to check it out after the fact, that's why we're all a little bit frazzled and giggly at the beginning of the stream, because it took us like 45 minutes to first try and fix what was going on Emma's side, and then me to hurry up and create like a live event to go live to do the stream on mine. So we're a little bit scatterbrained at the beginning of that stream, just for some explanation. Okay, then these three right here are all short films, which my patron B said I should check out. They're from Ari Aster. I'll link it in the description. Somebody made a playlist of like all of Ari Aster's short films if you want to check them out. Interesting. I feel like Basically and Bo were more or less, you know, what they were. I didn't like Bo so much. I feel like this was like Aster like getting into like some creepy sort of stuff, but it was just, I don't know, it was a little weird. Basically is like the furthest thing I thought that Ari Aster would be making. There is a kind of dark undertone going on, but it's basically about like this LA girl kind of just like complaining about her privileged life, which I assume is like the point. Like, it's funny because she's bitching about these things that were all normal people are like, huh, and doing so around her like huge house. The one that this one, The Strange Thing About the Johnsons. I just gave it a 3-star rating. I don't know if it's the thing. Oh my god. If you want to watch this, content warning for sexual assault. It's, yeah. That's all I have to say about that one. Then I watched Sea Fever, which is on Hulu. So this is about a crew of like a trawler ship, I think it's called, that venture into a part of the ocean, but they venture into an area that's been marked off limits, and that's because there's something strange going on which starts affecting all of them. It's like a parasite essentially that infects their water supply. It's really claustrophobic, definitely eerie, gets in your skin. I thought the characters were like really well drawn for how quickly we meet them, like before things start happening, which it starts happening quite quickly. So I thought that was done really well, and it like you care about them, all of them pretty much, even the minor characters that die first, and it leaves enough to the imagination that you don't feel like you've just been like talked down to, like it's over explained or anything like that. I would think it's very similar in like tone and vibe to The Beach House. Is that what it's called? I don't know why I forgot it. I think I watched it at the beginning of this year. Yeah, The Beach House. I loved this one. How could I forget the name of it? Very similar vibes to this one. So if you liked this, definitely check out Sea Fever. I don't know if it's exclusively on Hulu, but that's where I watched it. Okay, then I watched Happiest Season. Finally, I actually should have vlogged it for the 26th because I watched it 2 days in a row. I liked it. I liked it. I know there's a lot going on the internet about how Harper as the character is not the best. All I would say, I mean, everyone's entitled to like feel how they want to about a movie, but I mean, I feel like Dan Levy's character explains it very well. Like, basically just listen to anything he says in the entire movie. He is truly like the beacon of wisdom in this movie. I don't know, I thought it was cute. I thought it did what it set out to do, at least in the interviews I saw with Clea Duvall on why she wanted to make the movie. One of the main reasons is that as a gay person growing up, she didn't have any Christmas or holiday movies like this where she felt represented. So that's why she wanted to make this movie, and I think she accomplished that. I would watch it for yourself before you like write it off. I know there's a lot of negativity on it going on the internet, but decide for yourself. Then I watched Aqua Slash, which if you saw my review of that, you know I was not a fan of that. You guys seem to really enjoy the review itself, so thank you. Then I watched Krampus with my patrons for a movie night. I love Krampus. If you haven't seen it, for some reason, it's quintessential, like holiday horror, like Christmas time horror. You need to see it. And then I watched His House, which was requested of me by Azul. I think this is Netflix exclusive. Oh, there's the bird. This is the bird's house, I guess. So I don't know what I was expecting when I clicked on this. I was not expecting the movie to be what it was. It's very much a like haunting type movie. So it is a couple refugees from Sudan who seek asylum in England, and you know, they move into this house and strange things start happening. I'm not going to tell you what's going on because this is a newer movie, so I don't want to spoil anything, but I don't know, I really liked it. I thought it was super creepy. It had a lot of scary moments in it, and it's also like psychologically upsetting as well. Which, you know, we love being psychologically scarred by a movie. Definitely watch with the lights off and enjoy. And then finally, I watched The Wolf of Snow Hollow, which was requested of me by Felix, or Raiders as you might see him around the internet in the horror community. It's hit or miss with me and Felix. Sometimes we agree on a movie, and when we disagree on a movie, it is like night and day. I think I didn't actually check on his rating. I don't see his name. Okay, well, I was gonna look and see if if he had given it a rating on here. Take my rating with a grain of salt because it looks like a lot of you guys enjoyed it, at least enough, you know what I mean? There's not too many low ratings on this one. I don't know if it just like wasn't for me. It was listed as a horror comedy. Oh, it's not on here. On Amazon and on IMDb, it says comedy. When I saw that, I guess maybe my expectations of it changed. But essentially it's about mostly this police officer right here who is dealing with a string of murders in the ski mountain town that he lives in. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And it gets stretched out to be this like ridiculous thing. I think my main issue was like the humor just didn't get me. But for whatever reason, I'm so sorry, Jim Cummings, who wrote, directed, and starred in this movie. I did not find it funny at all. I don't know if this was meant to be the vibe of the movie, but it felt like the whole rest of the movie was like a horror thriller. Like everybody else was being serious except for this one character, except for our main character, who was just being like absolutely ridiculous and obnoxious. I don't know if that was the point, but I just found it annoying and not entertaining. There was some good gore and good kill moments, even though most of them were off screen. So that's why I gave it the 1 star, but this stressed me out. Like, yeah, it wasn't for me. There you have it. That's everything I watched in November. So let me know what some of your favorite stuff that you watched this past month in the comments were. Was that a complete sentence? Let me know some of the movies that you watched this past month that you loved in the comments below. That seems like a better sentence. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here. Become a Creepy Peep today. I post 2 new videos a week, which means I will see you very soon with a new video. Until then, stay strange. Bye.